foremost, we'd like to extend a very, very big Mazal Tov to the Chatan and Kala and their families, the Kamali family and the Kaladi family for the wedding of Charlotte and David this evening, B'ezrat Hashem. We are all very, very excited. Mazal Tov to all the friends, all the family. Yirat Shamayim Is Key, Amen. Today's breakfast has been sponsored by the friends and family of the Chatan, Mr. David Kaladi, all of his friends, in honor of their marriage, B'ezrat Hashem. Everyone is invited downstairs to make brachot in honor of their marriage, and they should build a bait in Am Yisrael. Yesterday we read in the Torah the formation of the Jewish nation, of Am Yisrael. I mentioned this in 1:30, but I think it's very applicable to tonight's occasion as well. In the beginning, after the Torah lists who came down to Mitzrayim, it explains that Paro made a decree that he realized there's too many Jews, we have to eliminate and annihilate all the Jews. So he first gives them back-breaking labor. That doesn't work. They still continue to reproduce and grow in number. Then he makes the gezerah, let's kill all the firstborns. He tells the midwives, if it's a firstborn boy, you kill him. If it's a girl, you let them live. His intent was the girls will assimilate into the Egyptian society because there's no more boys to marry, and that's how you kill off the Jewish people. And the Torah tells us something very interesting about those midwives. It says, "Vatirena hamyaledot et Elohim velo asu kasher diber alehem melech Mitzrayim vatechayena et hayeladim." Those midwives, the midwives feared God, and therefore they did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, and instead they kept the children alive. Now the Midrash adds something very interesting. It says, not only did they keep the children alive, but they actually gave them food, gave them water, and they sustained and cared for those who were in danger. The job of a midwife is to deliver the baby and leave. They went above their call of duty and brought food, brought drinks for the mothers and for the children, even after the baby was born. The question is, why doesn't the Torah highlight what they did? It just says they feared God, so they let the children live. But they did much more than let the children live. They brought them food, they brought them water, they helped them survive. Not just let them live. So why does it highlight only the Yirat Shamayim? And for this, I want to always quote Mr. Basali, but he always mentions and highlights what's the most important value that all of us Mashadis have embedded in us. And you look back to our grandparents and great-grandparents, that it was the most basic core value that kept us united and kept us a Jewish community. That's obviously, but also Yirat Shamayim. It's a one in one. Fear of Hashem, Yirat Elohim. The source of all of our good, everything that we do in our lives, that keeps us in check, that keeps us together, that keeps us part of the community, is Yirat Elohim, is fear of God. Behind closed doors, when no one is watching, when it's just me and myself, or me and my spouse, I know there's someone watching. Hashem is watching, and Hashem is listening. And that's the idea, and I think it goes without saying that we have to mention Mr. Binyamin ben Mashiach, the grandfather of David, who David has his name. He was the epitome of this. He exemplified what it means to have Yirat Shamayim. Always speaking to Hashem, always concerned what's the right thing to do because of Yirat Shamayim. And David doesn't fall so far from that apple. David took his name, and he walks with that swagger. He walks around every day thinking, what's Hashem want from me? And it doesn't mean necessarily now he changes and he causes problems to his family. No, their values and their minhagim stay aligned, but with the moral compass of what does Hashem want from me? What's the right thing to do? With the basic Yirat Shamayim, with the basic fear of God. And this is a lesson that I bless all of us to learn from David and his family and his late grandfather, that we should instill in our lives as well. Because the number one key at maintaining and harvesting not only a good relationship, but a conducive and warm and loving relationship for many, many years to come, B'ezrat Hashem, is this idea of Yirat Shamayim, this basic idea of fear of God. Because when times are tough and you want to get upset, you want to snap, you realize, no, I can't get upset right now. Hashem is watching. Hashem is in charge. Why would I get mad? Yeah, you're frustrated. Yeah, you're annoyed. There's pressures and difficulties of society. But when we have this Yirat Shamayim, when we fear Hashem properly, all of those stresses, all of those impulsive actions that one might take, he will be careful not to do. And that's the bracha I give to ourselves and to the Chatan and Kala. That the same way they have this element of Yirat Shamayim today when they're getting married, they should have this 10 times more in 80 years from now when they're still celebrating their grandchildren's wedding, B'ezrat Hashem, and understand that that's the reason why the Torah doesn't mention the good that the midwives did, but rather it mentions that they feared God, because the secret to success in the Jewish relationship and the Jewish life is Yirat Shamayim, Mazal Tov, and we should only celebrate Chashiyah and Smachot together. Have a wonderful day.